guys? What is good? Popping in, giving my thoughts for Thursday's New York session. Again, it's not much of analysis. It's kind of been the same path and same plan that it's pretty much been all week, right? Massive consolidation in this area. I think the best way to do it is one, either not trade, or two, kind of play the zone like we did today. Execute on these sells today. We had this 15-minute candle close below this zone, and then once we saw price on this 15-minute candle close below this zone, kind of tying in previous market structure, that we have a higher probability of kind of continuing down over here, a little bit of over 100 pip target. Clean exit, clean trade, pretty quick. Just kind of following the momentum of the trade, right? But you look at the 1 hour chart here. Again, kind of ping-ponging off this whole zone. Whether we see it this week or next week, I'm firmly believing the breakout's going to be pretty big in either direction. And if we do see it tomorrow or Friday, the move I'm really looking to see is for price to break below that 34,887 area, right? For that move to kind of continue down here and at least tap into here, right? At the very least. I think if we see that bearish momentum take over, we should see a little bit bigger move than that. But that would be the overall first target to the downside, right? You have a massive consolidation, which is followed by a very sizable breakout. And then for whatever reason, if we kind of continue to the top here, I think the move to look for is really breaking above and trading above that 35,165 area to, again, kind of tap into uncharted waters, right? Don't know how big that push will be. Again, kind of securing 100 pips would make the most sense, just because, again, we're trading at all-time highs, uncharted waters. And really there's no reason to continue to be pushing higher, but we'll be going with the overall trend and targeting at least 100 pips if we do break out of that zone. But other than that, it's really as simple as kind of following this overall trend. You can kind of see the flow of these overall channel right here, right? You have price kind of tap below, tap high, tap low, tap high, tap low, tap high, and then tap low. So really anticipating that high in this general area to kind of be tapped into next, and then looking for this overall move to kind of play out to this bottom side again. Not really predicting anything, kind of just going off of how Us30 trades, right? You have a good breakout of structure, and then you have price consolidate. Now, price shouldn't be consolidating for this long, but again, we're trading at all-time high levels. So there's less volume in the market because it's summer, and then there's also a lot less volume in the market just because of the levels we're trading at. So in my opinion, if we see this level broken today, sometime soon, we should anticipate on a very sizable breakout. If we see it to the top side, we'll most likely run a little bit and then probably continue right back down in this consolidation. So I'd love to see a breakout to the downside to at least correct some of this past week's movements. You look at the 4 hour chart, and again, it's an absolute chop fest in here. Again, this was kind of going off previous structure, right? Breaking below, have a high probability of tapping into this area. Again, right here, breaking below, have a high probability of tapping into this area. What I am noticing is that we are still kind of pulling up to these all-time high levels, but we're beginning to lose a lot of that bullish momentum as of recently, right? As in today, we've lost a lot of that bullish momentum. We did see this pull up here, and then right when that market opened at 9:30, we saw a very high lacking bullish momentum, right? Again, lower volume, not predicting any moves, but this is really the move I'd be looking to see play out, right? Would be the break of this structure down here to overall kind of target. I would love to see this move play out to this first zone right here. This will kind of be the first target right around 150 pips, and then targeting this full move almost around 300 pips would make a lot of sense on the 4 hour chart, right? Massive consolidation kind of coming back down to that high time frame support area, with using this as kind of that first target, and then overall kind of targeting down here. Again, not predicting that move. Just saying, if we do break below here, we should see a high probability of at least tapping into here, and if not down here. Again, kind of the same thing to the flip side, right? Kind of looking for that target to break above that structure, and then using that overall move kind of to target like right around 100 pips, right? Again, it's uncharted water, so you can't really predict. It really depends on the overall volume of that day and how much pressure is in the market that's bullish for that day. But really, the move I've been waiting for a little bit now is really this move to the downside at the break of this structure here to kind of overall target here first off, and then hopefully kind of see that structure kind of continue to break and then overall kind of run down here. Again, you can't predict it. We're going to go with the flow. If we kind of continue to run bullish here, we'll catch that move to the breakout to the top side. But until then, kind of going to just play these zones. Be super patient, super smart with it. Maybe take a little bit smaller of wins. Right around 80 to 100 pips is always the goal. But other than that, keeping losses small like always, and really finding these kind of levels of resistance in the market within this zone itself, and using those to your advantage, right? Having those areas where price moves firmly, and then having those areas where price kind of throws a little bit of a curveball to kind of break above, right? Example is like this zone right here, and then this zone right here, right? You kind of see previously we've had struggles breaking both of these levels, or also use both these levels as support and resistance. And then kind of using that to your advantage, and then once you see some price breaks through some of these levels, there's a high probability of that next area being tapped into. Again, kind of playing the zones until we see this overall volume pick up and break us out of this zone, but didn't want to leave you high and dry with no real analysis. But again, looking at the 1 hour, these are kind of the moves and ideas I anticipate to see when we do see this breakout. Hoping this week, hoping we can catch a nice win on the end of the week here. But again, same principles, same ideas, waiting for some of these key levels to be broken, and targeting that nice breakout out of one of these levels, whether it's the top side or the bottom side. But again, until then, we'll be playing on this zone and kind of looking to see what price starts to show here, right? We had this high created here, and then we had this high created here. Again, we did wick up to that general area, but these candles closed a lot higher on the 27th than they did today. Again, that lower pushed today, and then also losing a little bit of that bullish momentum makes me think we could see this move to the downside maybe this week. But until then, same principles, same ideas. These are the two ideas I'm looking at to really target mainly. And then if we don't see that breakout, maybe playing one or two trades again in this zone, maybe targeting that 80 to 100 pip range. Again, until then, all this info and all these levels drawn up off the 4 hour, and then kind of seeing how they play out on these lower time frames, and really gaining a little bit more confidence in that overall zone. Keeping it simple, pretty basic, and just kind of following the overall trend of the market, right? But until we see one of these breakouts, just kind of playing this zone, and yeah, hopefully we see a move to the downside, which is where I think we'll see most of the volume really pick up, is if we see that breakout to the bottom. So again, looking for that 34,887 area to be broken to continue down, and then if we're going to continue up, looking for that 35,165 area to be broken to the top side. Until we see that move play out, I'll be live Friday morning. But until then, let's catch a move tomorrow. Let's catch a move Friday live with everybody, and let's crush it the rest of this week, fellas.